everybody, welcome into another episode of the WTH podcast. Hi there. My name is Nate. If you're watching on video, Jason is fixing his hair.
I'm Jason.
He's a Scorpio.
Wow, yeah. Coming up on the show today, I'm not really sure.
We're just doing it, right?
Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it. It's been a weird day. So I think everybody is aware of the big news today. Some people are very upset about it. Other people are very excited about it.
Yeah, I was really disappointed that they're pushing back Doctor Strange by a week. I'm glad to see that a lot of other people are upset about it too.
Sure. Yep. That'll do it.
That's what you're talking about, right?
Well, we'll see, won't we? We'll find out. I'm not selling cookies. Yes, go ahead and sell all my personal data. F you. Why do I have to do that every time? Every time I go online, it's like, look, my device should remember that I don't want people having my personal data as best we can. Just saying.
Should know that.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm not gonna... That was a lovely headline, but I'm not paying to read that story. Haha. All right. Boy. Hitting the wrong things here.
Oh, boy.
Jason, I saw you yesterday, but Kareem, I did not. How you been, my friend?
Oh, I went to the dentist on Friday.
Oh, that good, eh?
Yeah, I got like a deep cleaning.
Oh, yeah. Doesn't that feel good when it's done?
It actually, today it feels great. But
right.
Friday, Saturday, it did not.
Yeah.
So I pretty much slept all day Saturday, and then yesterday I did those stuff around the house.
Oh.
But not much else. It was
you were in no mood to go to a birthday party with a bunch of children roaming around.
No.
Yeah.
There was a lot.
It was. It was. There was a tattletale. There was, and I'm not calling the kid a tattletale. It was his dad that did. So,
who was a tattletale?
Look, I'm not going to go into it because that would make me a tattletale, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it?
Yeah. Like
I mean, I'm not saying that the information wasn't good. I'm just saying this kid's dad said that this kid was a tattletale. It was a problem. They were working on it.
Oh, oh yeah, my cousin Daniel. He said that. Yeah. He said that his kid is a tattletale right now.
But not all of that is bad, because sometimes there's information that needs to come to light so that you can make corrections.
Exactly.
Yes.
But at the same time, if you don't know that, you might immediately go, "Oh, there's a big problem here," and in fact, there was a small problem and a tattletale. But yeah, it's all good. It is all good. So I'm glad you're feeling better, Kareem. It's good to have you back amongst the living.
Saturday was record store day, so if I was going, and I didn't make it to that, so I'm really bummed about that.
Yeah, it was absolutely record store day. I did not make it to that.
I didn't even think about that. How do I not know? I need to put that in my calendar. Like, is it the same day every year?
No, and it's twice a year. And there's one, I think, in November, and then there's one in April. And with COVID, like a lot of things, it got canceled, it got moved, it got delayed, it got a bunch of different things. So,
yeah, and you have a record store in your neighborhood, so you don't have an excuse not to know.
No, Chris got me a bunch of albums there for Christmas. But it sounds like I'm not sure what type of albums they have if they didn't have the ones that I wanted. Like,
well, if they don't have the music I like, I don't need to go there.
Well, no, there's albums that I sometimes want to get, and when Chris went there for Christmas to buy me albums, they didn't have any Kendrick Lamar, they didn't have any De La Soul, like, so I don't know what type of hip hop and they have there.
Well, most of it, a lot of the stuff is used, so
Oh, is it all? Is it you? I see. It's a
Yeah.
used record store. Okay, all right, all
yeah.
right.
So people ain't getting rid of Kendrick and De La Soul, so
Yeah. I got some singles. That she got me, and Straight Outta Compton.
But yeah, they have a lot of albums in there.
Well, I'll go look next time. I'll go check it out. I mean, DJ Rock Bottom's there all the time, so
Yeah.
Yeah, the world has not been the same since Dimple Music closed. I'm just saying. For me, that was where I would go. Just, it was simple, it was easy. I mean, of course, this is all pre-kids too, so
Yeah.
Man.
everything was easier then.
go read
Everything.
Go read some of my reviews on Dimple Records. Fuck them, those little bitches.
Sounds like you have a tattletale problem.
No, it was some bullshit, like a game that I had gotten, and like it was scratched or there's some issue with it, and they wouldn't return it for me. They wouldn't let me. I didn't even want to I just wanted to buy it. I just wanted to get a new game. Like it was a used game, and it was bullshit. It was bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
And their customer service was not A++. At least the one that was in Midtown or Broadway.
The one that's been bulldozed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that's been bulldozed.
But
Is there someone trying to get in your house? What's happening? What am I hearing? It sounded like pounding there for a second.
Oh, it was the door. My wife just got back from the next door market
Oh, okay.
with
Yeah,
wine for her
Oh.
mom. And
next
her.
door wine.
So they
Are we
gave
lucky?
they gave the kids some tussin. Now they're gonna drink some wine.
Now they're gonna take their dose. That's what happens. Boy. Jason, how was the aftermath of the birthday party, the big third birthday party?
Good. I mean, it lasted. My brother and my mom. People left all about 7:00. Really. My brother and mom stayed until about 9. So.
That is pretty good. I was told the party ended at 2.
I knew that listen, you say on the party that it's 11 to 2, and you know that the family members are going to stay there until it's time until you say you gotta leave.
Let me tell you this. I was happy to leave for 2:00.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's plenty of time for a kid's birthday party.
It's perfect time. It's exactly. That's why if anybody wanted to stay, they could. But I pretty much knew everyone wants to get out of there after.
Yeah. That's a fair amount. That's a fair thing too, and especially where your kids had to go to take care of some pictures or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was not a party. It was a fun party. It was some nice cake. Had the Disney on your OK Google stuff.
Mm-hmm.
OK Google, play Disney stuff that Jason's mom will complain about, and I think that's exactly what he said. Jason said, "Okay, Google, play Disney songs my mom will have a problem with." And
It's funny. Well, it's funny because I put the Encanto soundtrack on because that's Alma's favorite soundtrack. She always wants to listen to that.
sure,
Or she
can't
wants
go
to
wrong.
listen. Or she wants to listen to Spidey and his Amazing Friends theme song. And I figured that people would much more appreciate Encanto soundtrack.
I don't honestly, unless you're standing right in front of the speaker, the main speaker. It was really just background noise.
That's exactly all. That's all it was meant to be, and it was on the musical part of it too. It wasn't even on the like words part of it. It was just background music at that point, almost like music. And
The words part of it.
well, no, I mean it wasn't actual songs. It was just the music, right? But what my mom complained when she did complain about it, I was like, "Oh, you don't like this song?"
Look,
And
she
then I-
wanted to hear Grand Funk Railroad, and that was it.
Yeah, and then I said, "Okay, we can play something else that Alma likes since it's her birthday."
Not Grand Funk Railroad. Your 3-year-old isn't a fan of Grand Funk Railroad.
No, well, see, here's the thing. I mean, I remember as a kid, you complain, it doesn't go well for you. So my mom complained about the music, and it did not go well for her because then after that I put Spidey and His Amazing Friends on, and that nobody likes that except Alma.
Yeah,
it's funny.
And I tolerate it because I have to hear it.
You love your kid.
Yeah,
is really the way it goes. Yeah, I guess.
Alma, I will say like Alma was so excited and so happy all day. Like I've seen her happy and excited before about stuff, but like she was 100% living her best life yesterday, and it was so awesome to see.
She was floating around.
She was. Floating. I mean, she loved it. She was having so much fun, and when the kids woke up from 10 to 11, the party started at 11. From 10 to 11, they sat looking out the window, waiting for their cousins to arrive. Like, and Chris posted a picture on Instagram of it, but like, it wasn't set up. That's like how the kids were sitting for like an hour,
right,
until they got there. So, anyhow, that's how it went. It was good. It was fun. It was nice to see all the family.
Yeah. No, it was a good time. I thought it was a really well done party, indoor, outdoor, no big thing. I will say this: the Pepsi Nitro. There's a lot of shit talking going on the Pepsi Nitro, and all of it. Kareem, have you tried the Pepsi Nitro yet? Okay.
I might need some at this point.
Are we keeping you up? The Pepsi Nitro, if you haven't had it, of course, is nitro infused Pepsi, so it's not as fizzy as regular Pepsi, as one would expect. It even says to turn the can upside down and slam it in the glass.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although it's fine straight from the can too, but you can hammer it too. And I was there, and I forget who it was talking about how they had the worst soda ever. And I, of course, am curious because I'm looking to avoid the worst soda ever. And then I found out they were talking about Pepsi Nitro, which I'd had the vanilla one and I had enjoyed. But I know what nitro is. And come to find out, this person didn't realize nitro meant it's going to be flat.
Well, to be fair, this is what happened. All right. So I ordered a 24-pack from Walmart or Amazon a month and a half ago when I first heard about it. I was like, oh, there's this new Pepsi that's out. I want to try it because Pepsi came out with this thing a couple years ago called Pepsi 1883. And I really loved it. I really liked it a lot because it wasn't as sweet as other Pepsis and stuff like that. And it kind of had more spices and stuff like that.
It was like the black licorice of Pepsi.
Yes. Almost, yeah. Or Fentiman's, if you ever had Fentiman's Cola, which is very similar to that. So anyhow, I'm always willing to try any new soda that's out there, whatever it is. So I bought a 24-pack of it. And I drank about 6 of them, 3 of the vanilla and 3 of the Pepsi. And like Nate said, it is definitely, it's like nitro. It's exactly what you expect, like thick. I was maybe hoping that it would be creamier or that there would be something more like that. I don't know what I was hoping for, but maybe something more similar to like a certain root beers or something. But that's not what I got. So what I did is I still had so many of them. So I hid 6. I left 2 in the refrigerator and then hid 4 other cans in random places around their house because I just wanted to start getting rid of it. So when I was there on Easter, I hid a bunch of them in their house. So that's why he was making comments. That's why they were talking about it. That's why I was the subject of, because I fucked with everybody. So it's not that he didn't know he never probably would have bought it.
No, he said he did not know that nitro meant that it was flat. Those were words that came out of his mouth.
Yeah, because he drinks Folgers coffee also.
Crystals.
Yeah, I know. But he also drinks. He prefers Budweiser and drinks beers like that. It's not a.
Well, Sure, and that's fine. I, of course, am a connoisseur of a variety of different things. Hold on, let me block my face so we can maybe see what that is.
I'm also a
There we go.
connoisseur of things.
There we go. Sour low. Oh, I see what that is. This I'm enjoying a Deschutes Haze-tron IPA.
And this is 100 milligram sour lemon fruit gummy that I'm going to be enjoying right here. Ooh,
I would be
sour.
so stoned.
I'm only doing half of it right now.
Okay.
Oh my, that's sour though, buddy.
No, I get it.
It's really sour.
Oh boy.
It's making my butt pucker.
Is that really the desired effect?
I mean, I'm down.
I don't know. Kareem, an hour ago on Facebook, you said the fix is in. Which fix are we talking about?
I was watching Game 4 of the Nets and the Celtics, and the referees were trying their best to make it go to Game 5.
Ah, rooting for Kyrie, were they?
Jason Tatum got pulled down by Goran Dragic, and he got called for the foul.
Oh, okay. Oh, that reminds. Speaking of basketball, are either of you, or have either of you watched the series Winning on HBO, the story of the Showtime Lakers?
I have not watched it yet.
Well, Jason, I mean, it's really good. John C. Reilly is great in it. Jason, since you're not really a sports fan, I don't know how much you'll get out of it other than the performances are really good. Kareem, you're going to very much enjoy this.
Yeah.
Although
I read this thing.
No, I'm watching it. I'm I think halfway through the season. I don't know how many episodes. I think we're 5 in. So I would say we're probably at least halfway in. I have not looked to see how many episodes because I don't want to see any spoilers, even though I know what happened with the 1980 Lakers. Your namesake, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, is made out to be oftentimes a surly prick, which, just so you know, be ready for that.
That's the that was the reputation.
Yeah, I mean he was a bit of a surly prick.
Did you read what he said about the show? He
I didn't yet. I have not. I've not read it yet.
Yeah, he is not a fan.
Shocking. Shocking. He's being called out for being a surly prick, and he's not a fan of it. Well, okay.
None of them are.
Well, you know, Magic Johnson isn't shown in the brightest of lights at times either. So, I mean, whatever. Here's all I know about it. John C. Reilly is fucking magical as Jerry Buss. He's fucking magical. That man is a national treasure. The rest of it, I bet you know who else isn't going to be happy about it. I don't know if he said anything, but Jerry West is made out to be the worst.
He's filed a lawsuit.
Who's that?
Jerry West.
Jerry West is he was a Laker, great player in the 60s. Jerry West's silhouette is what they use to make the NBA logo.
Okay, yeah.
He is the logo. And in the timeline that this happened, it started, he was the coach, and then he quit as the coach, I think 10 days before training camp.
Yeah.
Very close before training camp. There was also a scene, this is only a mild spoiler, where you see him dealing with a lot of self-pity, curled up in a bit of a fetal position on the floor of his man cave, I guess is the best way of saying it. It's like an outdoor office. So it's an office that's attached to the house, but not in the house. And he was laying there in his tidy whities on the floor in the fetal position, having a bit of a crisis. So maybe that's why he's suing them.
Yeah, he is not happy at all.
I mean, knowing all of this makes it worth watching even more. just even fucking more. I will say this. Here's what you might like about it, Jason. If you enjoy a playful breaking of the fourth wall in your television or movie watching, you'll enjoy this. It's done really well.
Okay.
I would say watch the first episode. If you're in, you'll know you're in, and if you're not, you'll know you're not. But I mean, they do say that they've taken dramatic license with certain events that they're based on real people at events, but they've taken some dramatic license and liberty, which means these lawsuits are going to go nowhere at all, because that's the disclaimer. The disclaimer lets them off the hook for that, because there's not really any defamation. I mean, and honestly, is the thing with Kareem is he is referred to as a surly prick more so than necessarily showing him being a surly prick. You see it a little bit, and you see why people think that, but you also see another side to him when the Lakers go to Christmas dinner at Magic Johnson's house in Michigan. I don't know if that actually happened, but there's a scene where Kareem is talking to Magic Johnson's dad that you get to see a lot more of who Kareem is, and it shines a little bit more of a light on it as well. But no, it's a goddamn John C. Reilly is good in that. And the other thing is, if you're into period pieces about lesbians, Gentleman Jack season 2 is apparently dropping on HBO tonight, or at least the first episode.
Of what is?
Gentleman Jack. It is a period piece about a lesbian in 1800s England.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a period lesbian piece.
Another
Awesome.
one.
Another one, yes. Season 1 was really good. Season 1 was very enjoyable. Season 2, like a lot of things, we had to wait through COVID to get it. First episode drops today. So, but with HBO, they don't drop all of them at once unless they're strictly on Max.
Did you watch the other season premiere last night?
Which one? Probably not.
Barry?
No, that's one of those shows that I wanted to watch. I started to watch season 1, and I need to get back and I need to watch it. I need to watch it. I love Hater.
No, and honestly, like the amount of time it's been since the second and third season, you're better off. Like, it's been a long time.
It's one of those things where when I finally sit down to watch it, I'm going to be able to go through 3 seasons and hopefully sit down and enjoy the whole thing. But it's there's a lot of good stuff.
I've been watching the Invisible Pilot.
That is on my list. I've not watched it. It's an enjoyable romp, is it?
Yes, it's a. It is. I can't say too much about it without giving it being like a spoiler.
Yeah, let's not do that. You're enjoying it.
Yeah, but it's definitely interesting and worth the watch.
Is John C. Reilly a national treasure? Is really the question. Is he in this at all?
He's not.
I'm only interested if John C. Reilly is in it. Is this?
What? I'm sorry, Kareem. I missed what show you were watching. What show?
The Invisible Pilot.
Oh, I've heard about that. Heard about that.
Is that a carryover from that Denzel movie where he plays the pilot?
Yep. Oh no, it's not.
God, what a depressing.
I'm watching the wrong show
was.
then.
Yeah.
So depressing. Have either of you seen The Kingsman?
It's in my list to watch.
The new one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck that movie.
I was scared. Okay, I was curious because we watched it, and Leslie was very excited to see it. We love the franchise. The franchise is really good. She hated this movie. hated.
The first half of the movie was awesome until the twist that happens about halfway through, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
It moves so slow. It is a slow-moving film.
Yeah.
It is also, and this is where my bride was really turned off. It is a war film with a lot of war footage, which she was not expecting, and there's a lot of it's pretty grisly in that. So they take a very long time to get to the point, and everything that you wanted is sort of in the last, I would say, 4 minutes?
Yeah.
everything
The last 4 minutes. They spend
meanwhile,
2.5 hours getting to that.
And meanwhile, like the first hour 15 minutes, you're introduced to one character that you're like, oh, I like this character. This character is intriguing. I'm really enjoying watching this character. And then they kill that character.
Oops.
Yeah, right? I mean,
I did not care for the fact that they made the Scottish guy the villain. Didn't care for that at all.
Yeah.
Did not make me happy. I also, Jason, I will say one word to you, and I'll see if you understand what I'm saying. Parkour.
A lot of parkour.
No. There's a point in the movie where, and I'm not going to spoil this, but there's a point in the movie where something happened, and I turned to Leslie and I just said, as if we were talking about that episode of The Office, I just said, parkour. And Jason, by his laughter, has let me know that he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I hope they didn't kill the franchise.
They killed the franchise.
I hope they didn't
dropped
kill
in the
it.
tub. They dropped it off a cliff, so to speak. And what of those goats? What of the goats?
I don't
Not
know.
spoiling anything there. What of the goats?
The men were staring at them. That's all I know.
That's a different terrible movie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
A different terrible movie that I would love to make a list of terrible movies that I really wanted to see and then regretted. I think that we all have them.
Oh,
where
yeah.
we're like, oh God, I really want to see that. And then you see it and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with me? What the
movie?
fuck?
Oh, what the fuck was that?
Right. Sometimes it's you and your decision making. Other times you were just royally bamboozled by that. I don't tend to read too much up on movies before I see them. I'm like, you know what? I want to be surprised and have it be a fun whatever. So I didn't look into The Kingsman at all, other than knowing that it was the prequel to what was going to be coming.
I knew that it was a prequel and it took place during the First World War. That's all I knew going into it, which is the reason that I didn't. The only reason I saw it was because it was on free on HBO.
Yeah, it's
the
on
only reason I
HBO
watched
Max.
it. That's the only reason
Yep.
I watched it. So
I have one thing to say to Sushi Brian as I'm scrolling
Yeah.
through Facebook.
okay,
He wants to give away the technology that no one wants. He just wants to. A couple of weeks ago, it was a printer, and it was the post was just this: anybody want a printer? And I just wanted right now. No one wants a printer. They're a pain in the ass to have. You need it twice a year, and you don't want it. I have one at the office. I don't want it, but I need it every now and then. Today, anyone want an old laptop? It's slow.
somebody should tell him that there's a Facebook group called that's like for free stuff, like where people are there just to take free stuff and get free stuff that they need or are looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said, it's slow, but I just reinstalled Windows 10 on it and it works. I mean, if you don't have a computer, and you're like, hey, I could use one, like maybe for my kid, or all I'm going to be doing is typing or whatever the fuck. Sure, I just found it hilarious, and also he's one of those guys who puts a piece of painter's tape over the webcam. So that's how you know it was the one he used to watch porn.
Ugh. Sticky keys, Brian.
That's why
Sticky keys.
it moves so slow. So I had to reinstall Windows 10. Just saying. I'm just going from there. All right. So the big news today, the Twitter board, they have accepted Elon Musk's proposal to buy Twitter for $44 billion. To which I say, if you've bought a Tesla, this is on you. You gave him this money. You sorry son of a bitch. You did this. Now, we don't really know what Elon Musk is going to do with Twitter. First of all, he said he wants to unleash its possibilities, which I heard that and I go, well, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like a Tony Robbins infomercial. You know, the late night infomercial. We're going to unleash your possibilities. Unleash what you could be. Just stick around to the end and then send me money. Of course, the red hat conservatives are all about, oh, this is going to mean free speech. Why would that mean free speech? Why would a South African billionaire buying Twitter mean free speech for you saying hateful things?
Yeah.
Also,
because he has a history of saying hateful things.
Well, sure.
I mean, you know.
When will we understand that we just have to rely on the billionaires to save us from everything? I don't blame Twitter. I don't blame the Twitter board. Their job is to get the most bang for their buck for their stockholders. And a $44 billion offer to buy Twitter is stupid. It's just fucking stupid. So from a business perspective, it makes perfect sense that they would go, yeah, of course, we're here to make money, which we need to stop thinking that's not what businesses are for.
Right.
Businesses are here to make money. That's why when I hear people go, look, you know who does stuff better than the government? Businesses. It's like, no, they don't. They make money better than the government does because the government's job is not to make money. It just isn't. Not that the government does everything great or everything perfectly or even remotely so, but Jesus Christ. Fuck.
So, and depending on the billionaire that buys it, they're going to take all that they can take out of it, and then they're going to leave a shell of it. That's generally how they work.
That's how Mitt Romney made his money.
Mitt Romney was Richard Gere in Pretty Woman. That's who he was.
Without the prostitutes?
Without the prostitutes.
Are we sure?
Well, we're not sure about that part, but that's, that's who he was.
Right.
And, hopefully he could have, I don't understand why he bought Twitter. He could have just bought the failed Trump one for shit.
Because no one's on that one. Why would you buy the one that no one is on? You buy the one that has thousands and thousands and thousands of celebrities and influencers that are already on it, that are using it as a means of getting their message out. But here's where I'm not super concerned. Yeah, there's going to be a bunch of shit viewpoints that are going to be able to post their fucking nonsense, whatever they want it to be, if they change their terms of service. But that doesn't necessarily mean that Patton Oswalt is going to get censored or tweaked or whatever else, if you want to talk about somebody from the other side. It doesn't mean that people who have a liberal point of view are suddenly going to be shut out from voicing that on Twitter. And we survived without Twitter before. We can do it again.
Yeah.
We had Friendster. We had MySpace was a big fucking deal. Tom made a lot of money off of MySpace before he went away.
Did.
And by the way, good for him. He went away. Have you heard from that fucker since?
Nope.
No. He's wearing a white t-shirt somewhere, living the rich guy life, keeping his mouth shut. staying out of trouble. He's not fucking with stuff just to fuck with stuff. He's like, I'm out. That's the type of rich guy you want. You don't want the one who felt the need to tell everybody that he doesn't have any place where he lives because he's couch surfing now. Fuck you. Fuck you sideways with a splintery 2x4. I'm couch surfing. Fuck off.
So I wonder how much of Twitter he sold. Not Twitter, Tesla. He sold to buy Twitter.
Who knows? Or SpaceX or whatever the fuck.
Because he had to sell he had to sell off a bunch of it to do it.
Well, yeah, he doesn't have 44 billion liquid.
No. He only had 3 billion liquid.
Well, here's the other thing. And this is sort of addressed in the first episode of Winning. When Jerry Buss bought the Lakers, he had put down a down payment, and a lot of the balance that came due, he was able to get Jack Kent Cooke to settle for real estate trades. Now, does Elon have real estate? No, he couch surfs. But did he trade Twitter stock? Did he trade Tesla stock for Twitter stock?
That is a good question.
Which sounds like the worst music festival ever. Tesla stock. Where are you going? I'm going to Tesla stock. It's going to be great. We're going to cruise up real silent like. No one will hear us coming.
I wonder if that can be legal.
What? Trading
I
stock?
feel like, yeah, trading stock like that in lieu of a cash deal.
Why not? If the board accepts it. That's the thing. He can offer whatever he wants to the board of directors. They don't have to accept it. They chose to accept it. It can be stock. It can be stock options. It can be whatever. There's something in Winning, but I'm going to keep going back to this because it's a good show, where it was the part where Magic Johnson was picking which sneaker company he wanted to endorse. And he, I don't know if this is true or not, got an offer from Nike that included a bunch of stock options. Not the payout, like somewhere in the $70,000, $80,000, $100,000 a year range to wear the shoes. But that was when Nike was real new. And it was, we're going to give you free shoes, $1, but we're going to give you all of these stock options, which allegedly would have been worth billions of dollars, ultimately. So, needless to say, anybody who was alive in the 80s knows Magic Johnson wore Converse.
Yeah.
So did Larry Bird. So did Dr. J. They were, and ironically, Nike ended up buying Converse. So there you go. Are you guys?
The more you know.
Are you at all worried about Twitter being run by Elon Musk?
I got to see what he does.
Look, I'm asking you to panic or not right now, before you know anything about what he's going to do.
I'm thinking about canceling my account.
Jason, are you worried about Twitter?
How often do I retweet stuff or tweet stuff?
Not that often, because I do follow you, and I don't. You're a terrible follow. Just so
Well,
if you're following Jason for content, don't, because he's not going to give you much. That's not where he does it.
That was my that was my nickname in high school. Don't follow me for my content.
That's right. Follow me for my farts. That was Jason's motto in high school. Follow me for my farts.
By the way, Sue wants to thank you for the Fart in the Jungle book.
Okay.
Because Alma has she asked to read it. I watched 6 times in a row. and she's always Fart in the Jungle. She loves the book and she loves making fart noises with it. So,
well, mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished.
You had mentioned many times that your kids enjoyed fart noises and talking about farts more than anything, and that they liked books. So when I saw the combination, I was like, "This is going to the party."
I mean, it's yeah.
That and the Hot Wheels cars, which, I mean, They're nice
awesome.
and all. They're nice and all, but they're no Fart in the Jungle Book, really.
No, she was excited about one of those cars though. So
Which one? I'm curious because there was kind of a cool, the one that my wife went, oh, that's so cool, and then there was the Bronco.
it was the one that your wife said, "Oh, that's really cool."
It looked like something a little girl would be stoked on because it was so colorful.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm glad she's enjoying it. Very, very well worth it. Boy, what? Let me see where we are in the show. Oh shit, 40 minutes and we've talked about nothing. That's not too bad. There you go. So I don't know if we're gonna have a show next week because I'm going to Vegas on Thursday. My wife is already in Vegas for work. I will be meeting up with her as her work ends, and we're going to have a little weekend. I'm going with my father-in-law, who will be joining us for a few days there. And we get back Sunday morning, and then we're driving up to Reading to pick up the kids because Sam has a school thing Monday morning at 9:30 that we really can't miss. So
you're leaving Las Vegas
on
Sunday
at 7:30 in the morning. She booked us a 7:30 a.m. flight.
That's how you know your wife does not love you.
7:30 a.m. flight. I mean, literally, I get into Vegas Thursday afternoon at we'll get to the hotel probably around 3-ish. And we'll have Thursday night, Friday night, and we'll have Saturday night, but we're going to have to get up at 4 a.m.
Ouch. That was this morning for me. I had to take somebody to the airport at 6:30.
Yeah, I don't think... Well, it's a 7:30 flight, so we'll need to get there at... I mean, I guess if we leave the hotel between 5:30 and 6, we'll be fine. It's not like the hotel's that far from the airport. Nothing's that far from the airport.
And you're leaving on a Sunday at that time. Nobody's leaving Vegas at 7:30 on a Sunday.
Well, we are. Non-stop flight, which is... That's
what other type of flight would you have from Vegas?
The last time we went, dude, we had to schedule a stop on the way back. We stopped at John Wayne Airport on the way back because that was the only flight that wasn't stupid overpriced.
But you didn't have to get off the plane, correct?
Yes, we did.
Oh, fuck that.
Yes, we did.
No, suck a fucking dick.
We had
all day long.
90-minute layover at John Wayne Airport.
I would just not go. I would just decide not to go. I would be like, I'm not going. I'm sorry. If I can drive there in 7-8 hours, I'm not getting on any flight that has a 90-minute fucking layover.
That's what I had.
So you look at an hour in the air, 90 minutes that
and then another 90 minutes up here from Orange County.
Yeah, fuck that shit, dude. No, fuck that. Fuck that. You could have driven there. You could have driven there.
You didn't go to Bakersfield?
Bakersfield International Airport?
Yeah.
I don't fly to Bakersfield.
No, I get having to take, connecting flight. I can't fucking believe it in this day and age. You would have to do that from Sacramento to Vegas. That. Southwest to Vegas, I don't see. I can't fucking believe it. It's some fucking bullshit. It's some fucking bullshit. And the fact that it's not a flight that goes from then Orange County to Sacramento, just goes to show you how fucking broke and idiotic these fucking people are. It's so fucking stupid. How are you gonna have a flight go from Vegas to Orange County, and then where's it fucking gonna go from there on Southwest? I just don't fucking get it, dude. I don't fucking get it.
How would you like this? Imagine this, Jason. If you're flying from Vegas to San Diego with a stop in Orange County.
I would fucking shoot myself if somebody booked me that flight.
You're flying Sacramento to San Diego with a stopover at LAX.
I'm not. It's not ever happening. It's never happening. It would never happen. I would never do it. I would never do it. I would never do it. I would pay $200 extra for those tickets not to fucking do that ever. Like ever.
When I went to the Great American Beer Festival in Denver, my flight there, this was the best I could do. My flight there was one stop in Seattle.
It doesn't even make any fucking sense.
With a 45-minute layover. And I flew into one terminal. The next flight was out of a different terminal. I did not think I was going to make that connection. Because we landed late. We took off late. We landed late. We were landing as the next flight was due to take off.
Oh, damn.
And I made it, thankfully, but then I had a tension headache because I'm running across the fucking airport. I had a tension headache for 2 days. I go to the goddamn Great American Beer Festival and I have a tension headache for 2 days. It was awful. Coming back,
Man,
one stop in Salt Lake City.
Fuck them, dude. Fuck all that noise. Not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, when you have to go somewhere, and I'm used to having to go, and because I lived in the Northeast, and to go to, there's no direct flights from Burlington, Vermont to anywhere but New York, Chicago, and DC, and Boston.
Really?
That's it.
No, I get that. I get it flying up to where we go to. And that's why I'm okay with connecting flights in that situation. But when I'm going to be in the fucking air for a total... Like, when it takes me longer to drive to the airport, park, stand in line, and then get on the flight, fly somewhere, and then get into... Like, all that time, like, sorry, no, fuck you.
Time is money, and Jason's not about it.
I'm not fucking... No, it just doesn't make any fucking... Like, it makes sense going to fucking New York or going to fucking Vermont from Sacramento. I get it. It makes sense. But if you're going anywhere in California, first of all, it should be a direct flight anywhere in California from Sacramento.
Right.
And anywhere.
Oh, my favorites are the ones that you fly to Sacramento and you have a stopover in San Francisco.
Yeah.
I see so many of those. My wife on business has had so many flights where she was coming back and she had to stop in San Francisco.
Well, I know some...
land in Sac.
I get it if it's like an international flight or from like I said it.
Philadelphia?
Yeah,
Fuck
I get
Philadelphia.
I even get it from that place. I get it from any of... I don't get it from Nevada. I don't get it from fucking Las Vegas, being that Sacramento... Like, no, it just doesn't make any fucking sense. It should be a direct... Like, they should have a lot of direct flights.
They should, but we don't.
And you know what?
Cowtown.
I'm going to go take... We're not. We are not.
Cowtown.
Mm.
We're fucking Cowtown, and that's why.
You know,
we get no respect. Not a bit of fucking respect at all.
Let's go to any one of the like how. Let's go to. What place are we on the number of like biggest cities in the United States? Like we're probably like in the like top 20 of the largest cities in the United States.
We are the number 20 medium market, but not in city size. That would be medium markets. So that includes Sacramento, Stockton, Modesto. Yeah. And remember, here's where it gets wonky. Sacramento itself is about the size of the city of Memphis. And when you think Memphis, do you think, oh, that's a really big city? You don't.
Nope.
And we're the same size. We both have a basketball team.
But isn't Memphis is like it's probably the second largest city in Tennessee?
It is. Actually, I think it's the largest city in Tennessee.
So that's the fucking point that I'm trying to make. You can put us up against the largest city in most any other state in the United States, and we're going to beat them.
Yeah. Largest city in Tennessee. Surveys. No, it's Nashville now. Nashville has topped it. Sorry, thought I knew. Yep, Memphis is second now.
Let's see.
So there you go.
Sacramento's 35. But 35. That's still
that sounds right.
Yeah, but that's still like, I mean,
sounds
everywhere
right.
Yeah. It's not. That's still pretty high up there. There's a lot of cities. It's not.
There are.
There's a lot of cities.
But what I'm saying is we get no respect. No respect at all.
We don't.
At all. Cowtown.
Do you know who gets more respect than we do? Do you know who gets more respect than we do? Miami, and they're fucking like 44. Fuck that fucking bullshit.
Do you know why we get no respect? The fucking Kings. That's why. The fucking Kings, they are who, that's what everyone thinks of our fucking city is the goddamn Kings, and they've been a disaster for 16 fucking years.
Yep.
There are kids who have attended their Sweet 16, their quinceañera, who have no idea that the Kings could have a winning record. Because it has not happened in their lifetime. In their lifetime. Are you fucking kidding me? There are kids who've graduated from high school who have no recollection of the Kings being a winning franchise in any way, shape, or form. Because the last time it happened, they were 3. Think about that for a fucking second. Just unbelievable. And that's what people think of Sacramento. When they think of Sacramento, they think, ooh, Cowtown. Well, the Kings are fucking awful. That's it. That's where they end.
Yeah.
If they're a student of history, they go, well, it's the capital, isn't it? Didn't somebody try and shoot Gerald Ford there once? Yep. Okay. That's it. And then they watch Is That Cake on Netflix and go back to eating their boogers. And that's why they get no respect.
You know what's funny? You say that, and I watched my daughter pick her nose and eat it while watching that show.
Daddy's little girl.
No.
By the way, and let me just say this about Netflix. Fuck you, Netflix. You waste of space on my Roku. I fucking hate Netflix.
Why?
First of all, they're the most expensive streaming service. The most expensive streaming service. And if you look to see what's on Netflix, for the most part, it's fucking garbage like, Is It Cake? By the way, Is It Cake looks like a sketch from SNL that got rejected. Hey, Lauren, after update, can we do Is It Cake? And Lauren goes, no. No one's watching that shit. Or, here's what happened. Lauren got so fucking high that he decided, all right, I guess I'll let Mikey Day host a fucking show and we'll pitch it to Netflix. They'll air anything. And by the way, and fuck Lorne Michaels, because who normalized Elon Musk? Fucking Saturday Night Live. He was hosting Saturday Night Live. And also, fuck The Masked Singer for Rudy Giuliani. Fuck Dancing with the Stars for about 1,600 people. And fuck all of you TV producers who are out there putting these bullshit assholes on America's TV so the middle of the country can go, you know what? That Sean Spicer, he ain't half bad. You know what? That Rudy Giuliani, he seems like a fun guy. He was on that Masked Singer. And fuck you to CBS for hiring what's-his-nuts to be an analyst, an insider analyst. He just came out of the Trump administration, which, by the way, is under investigation for plotting a coup to overthrow an election. CBS News.
Yeah, especially considering the news that came out this week was that they had planned on kidnapping Mike Pence.
Yeah, because Mike Pence wasn't going to get in the fucking car that Donald Trump sent for him?
Yes. They were going to kidnap Mike Pence.
He's smarter than he looks.
Yes. He's like, I am not getting in this car because I don't know where the fuck it's going.
Look, I'll go to Indianapolis and pretend to be outraged that Colin Kaepernick isn't standing for the anthem, but I'm not getting in that car.
Yes.
And you can't make me. I'm smarter than that. I'm Mike fucking Pence.
And those Secret Servicemen need to be in jail.
Yeah.
All of those people should be in jail.
How is CBS News hiring someone from that administration to be legitimizing them by making them part of their news? Because that's what they're doing. When you see any of these people on any of these family-friendly reality shows, it's legitimizing and normalizing these people who have done fucking hideous things. Hey, let's welcome to Dancing with the Stars, Lee Harvey Oswald. Lee Harvey, come on. Look at that. You really shot yourself in the foot with that foxtrot, Lee Harvey.
I said it after the first Bush administration. I said when they didn't do when they let those people back in.
What you
This
mean,
is
those
what-
people? You mean white people?
Yep. They did not make them pay a price. They did not make any of those Bush officials that lied about Iraq, that got the lies that got us into Iraq. They didn't make them pay a price. And this is what the result of that is.
Well, and that's bullshit too. But all of these TV producers who are booking these people, who are because they're booking because they've got this level of infamy. Oh well, they're famous. They've got this level of infamy. Let's put them on. It'll be fun. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I know Screech is dead and you can't dig him up and bring him back, but there's plenty of other half-assed child stars who would love the opportunity to roll out there and do something on a reality show.
Yep.
You don't have to go digging into that space where you are, as my mother-in-law says, because they're fucking low-life motherfuckers. Yeah. Agreed.
Good point. Good point.
Exactly. Ditto. Ditto. I will just say ditto. Fucking Rudy Giuliani. Oh, he's Jack in the Box. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah, and Robin Thicke and Ken Jeong walked off. And then they came back.
Yeah.
They came back. Don't fucking go back.
Yeah, that's come on. Like it doesn't mean fucking anything.
And by the way, and Nicole Scherzinger, he goes, oh, is that Robert Duvall? No, that's not Robert Duvall. They're still thinking as the head's coming off. They're like, is it Robert Duvall? No. Do you know why? Because Robert Duvall has a shred of self-respect left.
He is not doing the Masked Singer.
Robert Duvall would never do the Masked Singer. Why
They're
would they
guessing
think
Robert
that?
fucking Duvall.
Robert Duvall broke his TV when somebody said that.
Oh my God.
After he fired the person that was like changing his channel and actually had it on that channel. Like he broke the TV and then he fired the person that allowed the channel to be on that. Like, why did you let me watch this?
My wife watches The Masked Singer. I don't think she's seen any of this seasons yet. But
The other people in my house watch it.
you mean the women?
Yes.
Whatever, man. I mean, Gladys Knight won 1 year. Great, good for Gladys Knight. That is who should be on The Masked Singer.
Yeah.
Gladys fucking Knight. Roll her out there and do that. That's fantastic. Good for her. People forget about Gladys Knight. Let her come out and have that moment. Remind people of who the fuck she is.
Or Joan Osborne. Yeah, you got some people that had like some one hits in the 90s or like the 2000s, like that.
Or the 80s. I mean,
Yeah,
or the
yeah.
70s, or the 60s. There's thousands of people.
People
could
that
be
are
on
fucking
show.
singers or actors. Rudy Giuliani is nothing. He is nothing.
He's a disgraced former mayor. That's what he is. Who's being sued for $3 billion.
That's why he's on the Masked Singer. He needed that check.
That check for scale. Do you think the Masked Singer pays shit? Fuck
And
it.
and Donald Trump not paying him.
By the way, one last thing about Elon Musk. What could possibly go wrong with a foreign rich guy buying a communications company?
Oh, dude, did you see the fucking somebody wrote a article talking about is it time to let foreign born citizens be president?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
I did not. I heard people saying, "Oh, well, Elon Musk should run for president," and people are like, "He can't. He's not from here." And they're like, "Well, we should change that." These fucking people who hold the Second Amendment and everything else in the Constitution that they've heard of, that they like, as being sacrosanct, that can't be adjusted. The part where we won't let someone who is a foreigner run for president, that they've got an issue with. Now, I guarantee you these are all the same people who wanted to see Obama's birth certificate. Every
Yes.
last fucking one of them. I'm just saying. By the way, you know who else is portrayed as a surly motherfucker in that Lakers show? Larry Bird. He is portrayed as the biggest asshole.
I believe that.
Now, I mean, Who knows? I was a Larry Bird fan growing up. If you grew up in New England and you watched any basketball, you were a Larry Bird fan. That's just the way it was. And people loved him because he was surly, because that's the way things are in New England. I mean, you saw what happened with the Yankee fans the other day, and they threw trash on the field because they were mad because they can't use their words because they're idiots. 24 World Championships. Look at all of them, man. Jeter. That's right. I'm making fun of Yankee fans. That's right. You suck. Fuck you. And you pinstriped, no name on the back wearing motherfuckers. You're not special because there's no name on the back. You just never updated from the time when there was no name on the back. That just means you haven't updated shit. That doesn't make you special. That doesn't make you smart. That doesn't make you classy. That just makes you like a car with no fucking seatbelts. You fucking idiotic, hypocritic pieces of garbage.
Okay.
Didn't see that one coming, did you?
Okay, Jason.
That's right. You thought Jason was mad at layovers. Oof.
Oh, man.
Imagine if I was still a Red Sox fan. And by the way, you know who turned into that same thing? Red Sox fans when they won the World Series. Not the first time, but the second time they did. They did. They turned into the same thing. And I see it with some Giants fans too. It's like you didn't win fuck all for like 50 plus years. And then you have 3 good seasons in 6, and suddenly your dick is shiny and new. Woohoo, look at us.
It's shiny.
Settle down. Settle the fuck down. That's all I'm saying.
Ugh.
That's all I'm saying. Anyway. Stupid. Jason, I know you love weed.
Who doesn't?
Do you love weed enough to put it in all your food at your wedding and not tell anybody? Because a Florida bride and caterer are facing felony charges after allegedly adding marijuana to food served to wedding guests. Florida. Oh, let me turn that up.
Florida.
Yeah, there we go. That's right. Florida. Anyway, according to police, numerous guests were treated for symptoms consistent with that of someone who had been using illegal drugs. The victims were stricken in the clubhouse of a private gated community in Longwood, which is 15 miles north of Orlando. Newlywed Dana Svoboda, who's 42, and caterer Jocelyn Bryant, 31, have been hit with negligence, tampering, and drug charges after allegedly spiking food served at the February 19th reception. On my birthday? On my birthday you did that. You sons of bitches. How dare you disrespect my birthday that way? Anyway, the wedding had about 50 guests. As an alleged in an arrest warrant affidavit, victims became ill after consuming pasta salad and an olive oil and herb dip. Several guests were treated at a local hospital where tests revealed THC in their systems. One guest told cops he felt ill and high and was having crazy thoughts.
Uh-oh.
Guest Nancy Postma, who's 69, whose nephew married Svoboda, told cops that she had no control over her mind and body and that her mind was playing strange things in her head. She said she was paranoid and became loud and unruly in the emergency room of a hospital where she tested positive for THC. Listen, all of you loud, unruly potheads, I mean, settle down.
Do you know, the only loud and unruly potheads are ones that don't realize that they're potheads.
Miranda Cady, a friend of Svoboda's, recalled asking Brian if there was marijuana in the food. In response, Bryant giggled and shook her head, yes. She's admitted that marijuana had been added to the olive oil. Svoboda, Katie said, acted like guests should be excited as they were given a gift. They didn't invite Jason, so no, they were not. She recalled being stoned and terrified that her heart would stop beating. Fearful that she would die, she sent a text to herself so that someone would know what happened to her. Why would you send a text to yourself if you're afraid you're going to die? Because of the shame?
That's how high
when you find out it was just weed?
That's how high she was.
Well, the circular thinking that probably was going on in her head
We go down to expert on marijuana, Jason.
was probably that. I'm so high right now. I think I'm going to die. I think I'm going to die. I should tell somebody. Oh my God, I should tell somebody that I'm high. Wait, I can't tell anybody that I'm high. I shouldn't tell anybody that I'm high.
Told the smoking gun.
I'm so fucking high. I think I'm going to die.
Text myself.
If I text myself and say that I died because I am so fucking high, then people can at least know that I was fucking high when I died. And seen. I guess it's probably exactly that's what was going. It probably all occurred within like 2 minutes.
It seemed like 20. It seemed like 20, but it was only 2.
Yeah.
The text took 20 minutes to type out.
She kept erasing part of it because she didn't use proper.
Why are my thumbs so thick? I don't know. Anyway, the caterer, both the bride and the caterer are free on bond. The caterer who operates Jocelyn's Southern Kitchen is described as a holistic chef on the firm's website, which boasts of creating high-quality, transformative dining experiences designed to elevate the bodies and atmospheres of all who partake. That to me, if I read that, I'd go, oh, they put weed in the food.
Yeah. You know what you're getting into.
Well, unless you're the wedding guest.
Here's the thing that I don't get. Like, first of all, I don't see how anybody that's a stoner of any type of would ever think that was like would get other people like knowingly get people that didn't know they're getting high. I can understand people having it at their wedding, and I know people that have had like weed bars and stuff like that at their wedding before.
Right, but you tell people.
But people, no. You don't fucking dose people with shit without telling them. Like I can't. I don't see how they could do that. And I will say this now: like anybody that did that deserves to be in jail or fined or have their business taken away because that is irresponsible. You don't get people drunk without letting them know because you know that yes, there's a guy who went to prison for doing it. People fucked up and taking advantage of them. You know,
why the caterer though? That's my question. Why the caterer? Why is the caterer? Is it just because she's black?
They probably tried to say it was her idea.
Well, yeah, that's what she does. That's clearly what she does.
That's what she does. That's what the caterer does, right? That's what she says. Like, the caterer should have made sure that things were clearly marked. That's the caterer's responsibility.
Yeah, but it was probably the bride's idea is what I'm saying.
The bride hired them, but then once you hire them, like, and they put their food out, just like if they had vegan dishes, they would say this is a vegan dish, this is not a vegan dish. So they should have that information out there. It's irresponsible for the caterer.
There's a secret ingredient in our vegan dish. It's meat.
The bride was arrested too.
It's the best. It's the best
because it was her idea.
Yeah, it's
well,
the best
she hired him.
Yeah,
she hired him. It was their idea.
No. It was her idea to dose the people.
The caterer
without telling them.
Yeah,
and the caterer enabled it to happen. The caterer should not be served. Like, regardless of whatever the event should be, it should be clearly marked that it has marijuana in it. Like,
or it's because she's black, Jason. Just admit it.
Again,
the caterer arrested because she's black.
The caterer didn't do it. She did it at the request of the person who did it, who hired her.
Ultimately, I'm guessing the caterer is going to get a lot less of, or at least should be getting a lot less trouble out of this than anything. Yeah. I'm guessing she's going to get a lot of bookings because this is a lot of publicity. And if I'm looking for this sort of thing, and I go, wait a minute, there's a chef who studied molecular biology, who's going to make a dish that gets everybody high, and it's high-end shit. Yes, we're booking that. I mean, that's got to be good advertising for them. I'm just saying. I mean, it sucks that she got arrested, and it's not cool. But I do see Jason's point that yeah, you probably should have had, at least in small print, that it contains sativa or something.
I mean, like I'll look at it this way. Like if you have somebody that's serving drinks at your wedding, all right, and they're serving Coke and they're serving beer and they're serving alcohol, and the person that puts on the event's like, hey, I want you to make this punch and I want you to have alcohol in it. But anybody that comes up and wants punch, just give them some of this punch. Don't tell them there's any alcohol in it.
Yeah,
that person that's serving them deserves to get punished for serving that to anybody without telling them that there's alcohol in it. And that's all I'm saying about the weed. Like, yes, the woman who did it, if she didn't tell people that there's weed and stuff, yes. But also people serve, like, you can't do that. Like, you have to even go to special training if you want to serve alcohol. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to do special training.
Look, I hear what you're saying, but the way you said it was that you were trying to put it on the caterer, like, she was responsible for it. The caterer did not, of her, just out of the blue think, oh, I'm gonna put weed in these people.
That's what she does. That's what she does.
No, Jason. She did not just arbitrarily say, I'm gonna put weed in these people's stuff. The bride asked her to. That's my only point. The bride said, I want you to fix this way.
No, so read read. Can you please read the caterer's definition of what they do and like how they advertise themselves again, Nate? Because the way that they advertise themselves is that they get people high.
They do. Jocelyn's Southern Kitchen is described as a holistic chef. On the firm's website, it boasts of creating high-quality, transformative dining experiences designed to elevate the bodies and atmospheres of all who partake. Now, the word partake at the end is very telling because the only time I ever hear that word used is when you're talking about weed.
And elevate also is another keyword that's there because elevate is 100% lingo in that community.
And again, the bride hired her for that specific reason.
I got it. I get it. But she, as the person that's serving it, should also be letting people know. Like you don't. If it's alcohol, I'm saying the same exact thing. You have to treat it the exact same way as alcohol. They're the same thing in my book. That's all I'm looking at. You treat it the same way. And if it was a caterer that was serving alcohol and not telling people and doing it incorrectly,
you seem more upset about the caterer than you do about the bride. And the bride was the person who did it.
I'm saying I'm upset at the person that's If a caterer does that, you worked in catering, didn't you, Kareem? Like, didn't you do catering at some point?
Again, you're more upset with the caterer than you are the bride. And it was the bride's deal.
I'm saying I'm against. Yes, I'm upset with the bride just as much as the caterer, but at the same time.
So why aren't you talking about the bride? Why are you talking about the caterer?
Because you're saying that she's not culpable, that it's the bride's fault. It's not just the bride. Like, that's like saying that the caterer that's serving people alcohol at an event, like it's not their fault. Like if something happens with the alcohol and it gets given to kids or something like that.
The caterer is not giving alcohol to kids. The bride, the bride is doing it.
When my wife and I had our wedding, and when we had our caterer there, and we had the bartender there, all right, and we said, "Hey, make this punch with alcohol in it, and go ahead and serve it to everybody, and don't tell anybody that there's any alcohol in it."
If I'm going to be mad at somebody, it's going to be you.
And I'm as a person that works in the insurance business, as somebody that understands law, the way that it works, stuff like that. That person that's the caterer has a legal obligation to tell people that there's alcohol in it, and that's part of their licensing. And that's part of what they do is their job. You can't. That's part of the training that you have.
Guess what, Jason? I don't have a relationship with the caterer. I have a relationship with you.
And I'm saying in the situation where a business does something that is irresponsible, the business should have some type of like culpability in the situation.
Again, I don't have a relationship with the business. I have a relationship with you.
All right, I want to stop this. I'm going to stop this right here. Kareem is also not thrilled with the caterer for not making that information available. However, Kareem is saying, you invited me to your wedding. You knew that you were dosing us. You didn't tell us. And to do that to somebody that you've invited to your wedding, your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, your friend, is a bigger affront to him than the caterer who doesn't put out a sign about it.
And I can't imagine.
And I get what you're saying. The state is always going to have a problem with the professional caterer who put that out there without putting out the sign. So we've gone around in circles with this.
I'll say, like, I can't imagine knowing somebody that would knowingly do that, I guess. Like, so I can't imagine, like, I can't connect on a personal level with, like, the people that she might have had there that would be upset
Florida. With her. Let me help you. Florida. If you want to hear what the 911 call sounded like. Come on. Oh, now it's not going to play. There we go. Here we go. 911 calls coming in just a moment or so.
Yes or no, ma'am? Did you guys authorize it for the catering company to have cannabis placed in the food, edibles, whatever the case may be? No, sir. Okay.
This is one of those deals where several guests became sick and had to be treated by medical personnel.
We're just at the wedding. Me and my girlfriend were talking, and I feel weird. I feel like there's some kind of drugs in me.
We all have been affected somehow by what was put in the food.
I've seen about 3 more people up at the entrance that aren't feeling good. So everyone's.
It was lasagna. Oh shit! If they invited Garfield, he's fucked.
You guys are catering? Yeah, don't put anything away yet.
Are you with catering? Because we're gonna fuck you up. Anyway, that's
I mean, I'm not convinced that. I mean, here's the thing: if she put all the stuff out there and said that, it sounds like everybody knew that they were dosed. It sounded like a lot of people knew that they had marijuana ingested. So it sounds like they might have known, and like they're just a bunch of fucking idiots.
Well, I think as people start talking, like, hey, I'm feeling weird. Are you feeling weird? Yeah, I'm feeling like this. I'm feeling like I haven't felt this way since college. Oh, that bitch.
Yeah.
That bitch. By the way, we had nothing to talk about, and we've gone way long on this episode. So there you go.
Yes.
That's going to do it.
Kareem, I love you. I'm sorry. I wasn't. I hope you don't hate me.
I love you too, you racist bastard.
I don't know what color the person is.
You're gonna be mad at the black woman instead of the white woman who did this shit.
Man, when I hear holistic and I hear weed and food, I don't think of a black woman. I think of a white woman that's an anti-vaxxer. So that's what my idea is. I'm thinking that she's a white woman that's an anti-vaxxer that has dreadlocks. That's what I think when I hear this place.
Not a young African American woman with a degree in microbiology.
No.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Oh, see, he didn't think black women could get degrees in
Oh, what the
microbiology.
fuck ever, man.
Fair enough.
Get the
All
fuck
right,
out
well, on that note, thanks everybody for listening in to the WTH podcast. You never know what you might get because sometimes we never know what you might get. And usually it's a fucking delight. That's all I'm going to say. A fucking delight. Like John C. Goddamn Reilly, who is a national treasure. I'll say it again. A national fucking treasure. That's it. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.